You ever look into your bait container and wonder about the best way to hook up a live bait? You want to hook it in a way that it's going to stay alive and you can present it naturally, but you also want to make certain that you're able to hook fish efficiently and that you guard against the bait thieves. I'm going to show you my favorite way to hook several popular panfish baits. When I'm fishing with a minnow, which I'll often do if I want to fish for crappie or perch, I'll rig those a couple of different ways, and it depends on how I'm fishing. For still fishing applications, like if I'm hanging it under a float or tight line, I'm going to want to hook the minnow in the back just behind the dorsal fin, running it through and being careful not to hit the spine. If I'm going to be pulling the minnows, you don't want to be pulling them sideways or backwards, so then I'm going to hook the front end of the minnow and I'm going to go right in through the bottom lip and out the top lip or through the nostrils. Either of those works well. Waxworms are a great option that I think are largely overlooked. The way I like to fish with a waxworm is to fish it on a micro jig, often an ice jig. Even if I'm fishing in the open water, and the hooking of a waxworm is really simple. Just hook it one time or sometimes twice right through the center. Just run it right through the center of the waxworm and out the other side. With worms, I like to get small worms like the pink worms or red wigglers. If I have night crawlers or if the wigglers are a little bit on the big side, then I'll actually pinch them in half, just because a half a worm is enough for most panfish applications. And the most common way that I will hook a worm is to hook it twice through the center of the worm. I'm going to run it through and then back through right in the center, and that gives you plenty of worm that's wiggling on both sides and keeps them alive, but there isn't too long of a distance on either side because of the bait thieves. If I'm in a situation where the fish are really stealing the bait a lot, then I'm going to thread most of the worm on so there's very little hanging off. And then another of my favorite baits during the spring when they're available is a live cricket. And crickets are really easy to hook. Just grab them, pinch them by the sides, and run the hook right up under the chin and just thread them onto the hook right through the center and out the backside, and they're gonna be upright on the hook, and the legs are gonna move, and they're gonna stay alive for a long time. Do you have a tip for the best way to hook live bait? If so, leave it in the comments.